I do experience that before. So there are clients who say, hey, you're a male. Do you know how to do a makeup?
Welcome to the One Day at a Time podcast, where we take things one day at a time. Today in the studio, we have Jeffrey.
Hello.
Hey, Jeffrey, can you do a quick introduction for us?
Sure. I'm Jeffery Linus Lee. I'm a makeup artist for almost 20 years. Yeah.
Wow, okay. So, makeup is an industry that is quite common because many people need makeup, right? Like whether you're doing like a drama, movie, wedding, like makeup is quite common. But I don't think, like myself included, I don't think a lot of people know what goes on behind like the makeup desk and what does a makeup artist actually do lah, what kind of skill set. So today, I want to find out more from you about the makeup industry, and maybe we can start with, how did you decide to go into makeup in the first place?
Okay, initially I was a hairdresser. So I do hair. I was an apprentice. Then from there, slowly on, when I graduated, move on to like HDB and some Orchard hair salon. Then from there, met a lot of clients. Yeah. So eventually one day, my friend told me, he said, why not let's start a hair salon? I'm like, okay, sure. Let's try and see how it goes. Yeah, initially everything is quite fine. So and there's one period of time, right, there is a price war. So whereby a lot of hairdressers, they slash price,
Right.
like $2 haircut, $5 haircut. Yeah.
Snip Avenue.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say like which other companies lah. So yeah, in fact, they are offering quite good haircuts as well. Yeah, they train their staff. So yeah.
So you started as a hairdresser, then how did you transition to do makeup?
So there was a point that whereby one of my clients says that, hey Jeffrey, you are quite talented. You are just doing hairdressing only. Don't you think that you can learn one more skill? Right now, in overseas, right, there are people who are transiting into different skill sets and combine together. They're like, okay, but I'm not sure what I want to do. So he suggested, he said, why not you can try like makeup, because hair and makeup definitely will go into the same at the same point together.
Yeah, true.
So like, okay, sure. So from there on, I do some research here and there. I have friends who are in the makeup industry.
Right.
Yeah. So they also told me, says that maybe you can take up some courses first before being a makeup artist. Yeah. So I went to Cosmoprof and then learn my makeup. From there, yeah, slowly progress.
Cosmoprof is like a makeup academy, or what?
It's a makeup academy.
I see. So when it comes to makeup, right, is there like a go-to academy usually makeup artists go? Is there like a certification that you need to become a makeup artist? Like how does it work?
So for makeup, right, there is the best is you go through like the schools. So like to say that which are the schools that is available, right? I can say that right now in Singapore there is just only a couple of schools left. Because during the pandemic, quite a number of schools closed down.
I see.
Yeah, because of the intake students that comes in. Then for the makeup, there's a lot of restriction here and there. So yeah, right now, just only a couple of schools left.
So how usually when you go like for a makeup course, right? How long is the course, and after the course, do you get like a certification, or how does it work?
Yeah, so like after you've completed the course, right, you will get a certification. Of course, there's like assessment or that to see whether are you eligible to pass off your assessment. And then right after your assessment, there will be a portfolio. So you have to create your portfolio out so that you can show other people.
So like this certification, right?
Yeah.
How important is it? So like can somebody just like DIY, learn makeup and whatever, and like don't have this certification, then they go out there and become a makeup artist? Usually do people ask to see like a certification?
Normally, not a lot of people ask for like certification, but if it happens that you work in retail, definitely you need a certification.
I see.
Yeah.
Work in retail as in you're selling makeup products.
Yes.
Okay. So if you are, so I guess as a makeup artist or like somebody who is sort of a professional in makeup, you can either be a salesperson to sell makeup or you can actually do the makeup lah, right?
Yes.
I see. So for you, have you ever done makeup sales before or you have just always been a makeup artist?
I do makeup sales before.
Okay.
I work in Estee Lauder, Bobbi Brown, and MAC.
Oh, I see. So that one is like sales lah.
Yes.
But in order to sell makeup products, you need to know how to do makeup also basically.
Correct.
Okay, so what I'm quite curious about is last time, right, 20 years ago maybe when you first started, there isn't as much, digital media lah. So like, YouTube, TikTok, they don't have online course or whatsoever. But nowadays, right, people can easily learn a lot of these skills online, like YouTube or TikTok, or like even like short courses on like Udemy or whatsoever. Do you think that for new makeup artists, right, people who want to enter this industry, do you feel like they still need to go to a school to learn, or do you think that like learning online might be sufficient to start a career?
Okay, frankly, to be honest, right? To be a makeup artist, definitely you have to go through courses because there are a lot of hidden gems that is inside the book, and not just only purely online. Because mainly there are a lot of skills and experience that you accumulated through the years. Yeah, so basically just through online itself, it's not sufficient. It's not sufficient enough.
I see. So what you're saying is that like when you go down to a course, then the instructor is like teaching you like what they're teaching you in class is not just the technical skills, but they share their experiences, how to deal with certain kind of like skin or whatever, where online material don't always cover lah. Okay, so for this particular thing, because right now we're talking about skill sets, right?
Yes.
Like for a makeup artist, what do you think are some of the key skill sets that a makeup artist needs? Because not really into this makeup thing for now. But I would think that like doing makeup for yourself and doing makeup for other people is quite different lah.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, obviously, right? So like what are the skill sets that you as a makeup artist feel like is the most important to do a good makeup for somebody else?
The first thing is you need to understand the skin condition first. Yeah. And then what customer needs. So makeup is a very broad kind of spectrums.
Right.
So it really depends on how your client wants. Yeah. And then for me, what is a good makeup for me, right?
Right.
Definitely it will be clean, precise, and yeah, clean and precise. These are the most two important points for me.
So when you go clean and precise, so how do you achieve this like so-called clean and precise?
So first thing is like foundation. When you put on, definitely you have to match the skin tone very, very close. And otherwise you will be like there will be a different skin tone. I mean, quite different from the neck area. Right. Yeah. And then it also depends on how the person skin condition is. Because there will be times that whereby pH level is different. Then the makeup products, right, it tends to oxidize faster. Yeah. So all these are the conditions that have to factor in.
I see. So for makeup, right, you have like different types of people that need makeup, right? Even within makeup itself, like there is like wedding makeup, then you have your set makeup. You go to like a filming set, then you do makeup, and like there's a whole bunch of different types of people that need makeup, right?
Yes.
So for you, do you do like all of them, or is there like a focus or like a niche that you do makeup for?
In fact, I'm all-rounder. Yeah, all-rounder. If happens as saying in overseas, you can be specialized on either one of the few. Take for example, like you're specialized in fashion show, then you'll be in fashion show. Some will be in theater, some will be in film sets or that.
So like for these different so-called niches, right, like a theater or like fashion runway, film, weddings and stuff like that, are these like similar in terms of like the skill set, or is it very different in your opinion?
What we can say is that it's quite different because it depends on how much you apply on,
right?
And as well as how heavy the makeup going to be like. Take for example, we can say it's theater, because theater has a very long distance away from the audience, so definitely their makeup will be much stronger,
right?
And then whereas for fashion runway, it will be much crazy. It depends on the fashion designer, how crazy they want to be.
Right.
Yeah. And then take for example, like film set wise, it will be also very different because they have different lightings.
Right.
Yeah. And different requirements that you need to fit into the character. So yeah, all these small little things have to be like compromised in.
I see. So, like, would you say that, like, for you, all these things, like, how thick, what kind of shade to use, whatever, all these things really comes with experience.
Yes.
Like, you can't really learn this from like a book or a class, because it's like, based like case by case kind of thing, right?
Yep.
So when it comes to all these things, who is the person or who is the team that decides how the makeup should be? So like, at a fashion runway, like you say, like, maybe the designer have a certain style. Like, do they have a team that work with you to direct you on like what kind of makeup, what style that they want to do? Or usually like they engage you because like you are able to like decide for them based on their general aesthetic? Like, how does it work?
Okay, so if it happens that, let's say it's for fashion shows, right? Definitely there will be a creative director over there. So we will have to engage with the creative director as well as a fashion designer. What are the elements which is presenting in their outfits? And then from there, makeup wise, we also have to present like different kind of makeups.
Right.
Yeah. So in beforehand, we would definitely present different kind of makeup look that they have. That we have, then we show it to them. So from there, creative director will look at it, see whether what are the closest kind of look that they want. From there, we tweak.
I see. Yeah. So okay, for this one particularly, because you mentioned that you're all-rounder, right?
Yes.
But is there a particular clientele, like a particular category that you always do one, like film sets or whatever, or you really have like very consistent all-rounded kind of jobs all the time?
Can say that quite consistently all-rounder. So like for film sets, right? Definitely can say that in Singapore here, we are more well equipped with our skill sets lah.
I see.
Can make full use of it. So it's like we have multi roles that we have to do. So like take for example imaging or that we have to come out with the image, and then not just coming out with the image, we have to communicate with the director,
right,
and the screenwriter if there's one. So from there we communicate and see like how the character is after reading the script.
Right.
Yeah. So understand like how the character he or she is. Then from there we can come up with the image. And of course, we also need to take a look at the talent as well. So when we know how the talent look like, from there we can try to tweak as much as we can to fit into the character.
Right. Okay. So it's actually quite complicated in a sense where it's not just like take some brush and draw then finish kind. It's really like there's a lot of thought process and planning. It's not just go there and whack. Right, there's a lot of planning, and it's you have to work with like multiple people, like whether it's a creative director or like the casting whoever to like really plan for the look and make sure that you as the artist achieve the look lah.
Yes.
Right, it's kind of similar to like maybe like logo design in that way. The client needs to give you the brief, tell you the general aesthetic, general direction, what I want, what I don't want. Then you can go and make the logo, right? Yep. But for you, it's like every face is a new logo. Every face is a new like image illustration that you're drawing.
Yes.
So how long you started like 20 years ago. How long did it take you to get good at it?
I wouldn't say that how long it is. It's a process of everyday learning.
So you're still learning lah, even until today. Yeah. But what made you? Is there like a day or like a time in your career where you felt like, okay, I am of a certain standard, like, because I mean when we all start out, I'm sure you're not great lah. You practice and all that. When in your career did you feel like, okay, actually I am quite good at this. I'm gonna continue to do this.
Okay. Can say that maybe I'm good in fashion shows. Yeah, but to survive in Singapore, fashion shows we cannot say that just priority in it.
Right.
So I have to be an all-rounder.
I see. But your favorite in terms of like what you feel like you're best at is doing fashion shows, huh?
Yes.
I see. Why do you like to do fashion shows, huh?
Because fashion shows, there are a lot of colors that you can play with.
Mm.
Yeah. And then the rush that behind the scene that everybody didn't see it is totally insane.
I can imagine.
It's very intense.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So there'll be times whereby designer they will come to the backstage and then have a look at the makeup. Then they will just last minute say that, no, this is not the kind of makeup that I want. I want to change.
Mm.
Yeah. That is like, oh, you have to really change within like probably less than 5 minutes before the show starts.
Wipe off and then like to go again.
Not really clean it off, but yeah, you need to see like how are you going to top it on. Yeah.
Okay, so like having done this for 20 years, right? What is the most difficult like show or most difficult client that you have worked with and why?
Can say that theater is much more challenging because there is timing that we need to fit in, and during the theater, like running the show already, right? They have multiple roles and you have to change the makeup. You have to change the makeup within probably less than 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, so that is the challenge.
But is that why you say that as a makeup artist, you feel like the most important skill to have or like the most important thing to achieve is clean and precise because of this thing? Like if you only have a 2 to 3 minute turnover and if you wrong, then die already because then you have to fix it and stuff like that. So like for you, your approach is always like clean and precise. Don't need to like overdo it, but don't underdo it. So it's like like make it good, make it clean, and like move on to the next person kind of thing. Okay, so for you, right, do you run a team? Do you always like go down yourself and you handle everything yourself, or do you have a team of makeup artists that you direct and things like that?
I do run a team. So sometimes it happens that we have different shoots, then I will send my different makeup artists to go on different sets.
I see. Yeah. So that you can take on multiple jobs also lah.
Yes.
So how do you train your makeup artists?
So there will be times that whereby if they are free, they can come down to the set together with me. And then from there, I will keep on asking them questions. What are the things I need to do? I'm not going to tell them like what are the beforehand things that I need to do because they need to tell me. So I know from there whether how much knowledge they have. And from there, I also can correct them.
So for most people in the makeup industry, I assume you all are freelancers most of the time.
Yes.
Is there any like big makeup company that like hires like full-time makeup people, or most of you are just freelancers?
I think most of us are freelancers. Like being hired for full-time, I don't really think so in Singapore.
Unless you're doing a sales job lah. Like for example, like previously you said you work for like Estee Lauder.
Yes.
Those like sales job are usually full-time commission based kind of thing.
Correct.
So if somebody wants to, okay, so for you, right, you decided to continue on and develop yourself as a freelancer doing like, film sets, fashion and stuff like that. Why did you prefer to do this compared to like doing makeup sales?
Okay, being a freelancer is quite different from retail because one thing is you got a freedom of doing your creativity. In retail, you have to represent the brand. So it's very different. And then being a freelancer, there are a lot of things that you have to really do by yourself, like how you're going to look for your client, build your clientele. You need to do your own accounting, purchasing, all this and that. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of things that compared to working as a full-time, right, is very different.
Yeah.
So a lot of things is like being on yourself. You have to carry on everything, then start from scratch, and then learn from every mistake that you have made.
Yeah, so it's hard lah. Obviously, very hard to be a freelancer.
Yes.
But you still chose to do it, despite having the certification and experience to do like a sales job, which I assume probably gives you like a more regular pay or something like that lah, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So like, why did you choose the more difficult route, which is like you have to find clients, do accounting, do proposal, like deal with sometimes difficult like fashion people who like change their mind. Like why did you choose to do this?
I think it's the challenge Yeah, because if it happens that there isn't any challenge, it will be very subtle. There isn't any
Very
kind
boring.
of growth. Yeah, quite boring.
So, would you say that like after 20 years of doing it, like one of the main reasons why you're still in this industry is because you're passionate about makeup?
Yes.
So, do you think somebody who, okay, maybe I ask a very direct question. Being a makeup artist, right, can make a good living out. Okay, obviously can, but how difficult it is to make a living as a makeup artist?
I think maybe let's say from overseas first lah. Because most of the time my work is from overseas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like you fly over or they fly in?
Usually they fly me over.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay, very good. Okay, so I want to hear more about that, but yeah, you can.
Yeah, so it's like if happens is saying from overseas, right? Can say that definitely it can earn quite a sustainable living, but not in Asia, because in Asia over here everything is really rush.
Right.
And I can say is that the makeup artists over here in Singapore or maybe in Asia is not united enough.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
it's quite scattered, and then don't really like help each other out. Yeah.
So everybody just do their own thing and do their own. I see.
That is quite a sad thing. And then I also can say that there are makeup artists that they compare. Yeah. And then other than compare, due to jealousy, they start to have like all the BB stuff outside. Yeah. So it creates a lot of unnecessary troubles here and there. And it causes a lot of like press slash. Yeah. Yeah.
So then how did you manage to build your clientele overseas? So like when you first started, how did you like where did you find your clients? And then how did you manage to kind of get these overseas clients with obviously like if you enter the international market, there is more of a market lah, rather than staying in your country. They fly you over. How did you get here in the first place?
To be honest, from the very first time I was working in a retail. So it just happens that this private client is from overseas, and then asked me to like really help him to pack like one whole pack of his cosmetics, so that is for his fiancée. Yeah. So from there on, it's like we exchange email. So he also did ask me, says that how should I do the makeup, everything or that. Then I says that, well, maybe I can pass you an email. From there, I still can like give a bit of tips here and there, try to teach. Yeah.
So can I say that most of your clients are basically word of mouth?
Yes.
Like you don't go out there like and you don't really market yourself per se, like run advertisements or whatsoever. All of your current clients are like are just clients that have worked with you before, then they keep hiring you back, and then they introduce you to other friends. That's how your business can keep going.
Yes.
I see. How easy or difficult do you think is like today, like, because you started 20 years ago, right? But like today in this current like landscape and scene, do you think it is difficult or easy for a new freelance makeup artist to start their own freelance career?
Okay, for this, right, I would say using social media is much faster than word of mouth. Yeah. And of course, using social media, you need to prove that other people can really see your skills outside, and then to see how capable you can do.
But for you, because like for word of mouth, is because people think that you're good lah. People appreciate your service and the quality of the service. That's why people recommend ma.
Yes.
Right. But even on social media these days, there are so many people posting things and trying to like get their name out there. Is also not as easy to stand out, right?
Yeah.
So for like for your apprentice or all your freelancers, how do you actually find them?
Quite surprisingly, right? Can say that recently I got a few mentees that just approached me.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did they find you?
The first one was in World Skill ASEAN 2023.
At the event itself?
Yes, at the event itself.
Then they just, hey Jeffrey, I want to learn from you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And another one was during a film set. He was an actor inside. So he says that he's very passionate in the makeup scene. So he also asked me to take him as a mentee in.
Okay, so when you take in mentees and things like that, do they like pay you for lessons, or like how does it work?
This one I have to like really train them. So usually I will start off like ask them to do some research here and there.
Right.
Then from the research, from there slowly on build on like what are the things that they need to learn.
So they don't pay you lah. It's not like tuition service kind of thing. Like it's like a you just like trying to help them so that in the future they can potentially work with you kind of thing. I see. So you don't actually teach makeup lah, right?
I do teach makeup.
Oh, you do teach makeup. Okay.
Yeah, I do conduct like seminars or that.
Okay, but you don't do. You are not obviously not a full-time teacher. You don't teach at academy or anything lah.
Well, I am a certified
okay, so
trainer.
You can teach.
I can teach.
You do teach like one-off workshops, seminars and stuff like that?
Yes.
But not like a regular, like every weekly you got class, not really lah.
Yeah. In fact, I'm still waiting like if there's any beauty academy, right? I mean, makeup academy that they want trainers, they also can come and approach me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So if you're a makeup academy, please call Jeffrey, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so like one thing that I really want to know is that okay, so you know I did some research and whatever, and apparently according to like Google lah, okay, not don't quote me, but according to Google,
okay,
96% of makeup artists in the global makeup industry is female.
Right.
So only 4% is male.
Yes.
And you are part of that 4%.
Okay.
So yeah, correct, right? So did you have any challenges navigating an industry that is basically female dominated?
Well, I do experience that before. So there are clients who say, hey, you're a male, do you know how to do a makeup? Yeah.
So like they judge you, right? Because like I mean there are some industries like say banking or whatever, like primarily it's like male dominated. But you are in the industry where it's completely different. Because it's like aesthetic, fashion, makeup and all that. And mostly it's like females. But of course, how did you deal with that? So like when clients say like, hey, you are a guy, you know how to do makeup or not? You know, like how did you like deal with those kind of challenges?
Yeah, so usually like I will just like do the makeup and then just prove it to them. I mean, I also need to so-called like convince them as well. Yeah. So definitely the perspective of like how a male makeup artist to do a female makeup is very different.
Yeah.
Because they can really like visualize how different when a lady is being made up.
Do you think there's a difference? Like today, right, a female who already know how to do her own makeup, wants to become a makeup artist, then she go and learn makeup, versus a male who doesn't really do makeup, interested in makeup, go and learn makeup. Do you think there's a difference or like an advantage for these two situations?
I would say that the female will have the advantage.
Because they already know like basics?
Yes, they know the basic. So whereas for the male, they don't really know a lot. Yeah, and there will be a lot of challenges that they need to face.
The learning curve is steeper lah.
Yes.
So, do you know any other male makeup artists in Singapore?
Yes.
Are there a lot of male makeup artists or?
Maybe can say in my group, out of 10, there'll be 2 of them.
Okay, so not bad lah. Quite not 4% lah, like 20%. Like quite I still have lah.
Like maybe from my pool of my friends, right? I just take 10. If it happens that I expand it out, right? That will be, I think it's almost about there.
4%, right? Lesser lah. So most of the people that you work with in terms of like other people you see at the film sets or like your apprentice, most of them are female lah.
Yes, most of them are female. So right now, like in my team, right, I have 2 males. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
2 male mentees.
Do you have you or your male makeup artists ever faced any discrimination from other female makeup artists? Like they don't really want to work with you because you don't know your thing because you're male kind of thing. Have you ever experienced that?
Actually, no. I don't feel that. Yeah.
So quite not bad lah. There's no like sexism in this, but in this sector per se, it's very skill based. If you can prove that you can do your job well, whether you guy or girl, they will still hire you kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay, then for you, right? Do you feel like as a male makeup artist, like because it's quite different, right? You most of them are female. As a male makeup artist, do you feel like it's an advantage? Because just now you mentioned that as a male makeup artist, you can sort of like see better like how a makeup goes onto a female. Do you think like being a male makeup artist is an advantage?
Yeah, I can say that it's an advantage because for male makeup artists usually it's much more daring than female. Yeah.
Okay, so actually I have one interesting question that I'm quite curious to know, because nowadays technology is getting better and better, right? Now you have like even like your phone apps, whatever, you click one button, then like the Meitu, everything. So do you feel like over time as technology get better and better, photo editing gets like more accurate and more accurate, do you feel like makeup artists for photos lah especially, right? Do you feel like makeup artists, the job for a makeup artist would be less and less relevant because like the technology can just like fix in post, like do all the makeup in post? Do you feel like this thing might affect your job one day?
I don't think it would affect too much. Yeah, because no matter how can say that in film set, let's say in film set. So film set, right, they have to edit frame by frame. So it would take even much longer. I mean, right now technology is advancing. Definitely there will be like they can capture
correct
like how
like tracking and all.
Yeah, tracking and then do the editing all that. So I think it's not necessary that it will fully replace.
Right.
It will help. It will help to lighten the editor lah. Yeah, but whereas for makeup artists, no matter how, they will still need a makeup artist to be on set to help to lighten their job as well.
I see. So it's like a so-called pre-production foundational thing lah. Then if they really want to change anything, at least maybe they can fix it in post. But then the foundation of the style of the aesthetic of the makeup still needs to be there and done by a makeup artist lah.
Yeah.
So you're not you don't feel like AI or like technology, like all the whatever Meitu thing will eventually fully take over this industry, right?
I don't think so. AI. Well, I can say that the technology is very advanced, but I don't think that it can really so-called like do a very, very nice filter over it. I mean, definitely it can do it, but it's not accurate.
Right. So you still feel like as a makeup artist, you still need that human touch.
Yes.
Right. That like don't really know how to say it, like the eye for like, oh, what are the details that needs and vice versa. And as of now, the technology haven't progressed to a stage where like, oh, the AI or whatever can understand those kind of details that come with the experience that you have lah.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so I think last thing is, if there is somebody who is interested in makeup, they want to enter this industry, what advice or what steps should they take in your opinion?
To coming into this industry, right, the first thing is you have to be a very, very positive mindset. Yeah. Don't care about what criticism is. Yeah, most important thing is whatever criticism that happens, that will be all your feedbacks and all your learning. Yeah, with all this learning, right, you can keep on improving.
Right.
Otherwise, without all these feedbacks, right, you won't be able to learn.
So it's kind of like because technically as a makeup artist, you are really an artist lah. So like as with most artists, whether you make paintings, make illustrations, or you make music, there will be people that like your style, there will be people that don't like your style.
Right.
So like what you're saying is like you have to learn how to accept both feedback and just be better. I see. Okay, thank you so much, Jeffrey. If somebody is keen to work with you to do their makeup, or somebody is keen to engage you to teach, can you share with us where they can find you online?
Okay, so can find me online at Instagram. My Instagram is JLL Make Up.
JLL Make Up. What, easy to remember. Why Jeffery Linus Lee?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So if you are keen to work together with Jeffrey, learn from Jeffrey, or engage Jeffrey to teach, don't forget to check him out on Instagram at JLL Make Up. And thank you so much, Jeffrey, for coming in today, sharing your experience as a makeup artist. I learned quite a bit about this industry that I obviously know nothing about, and hope to continue to see your work out there. Thank you. Thank you for watching the One Day at a Time podcast. We'll see you next time. Peace.